was changed and made new when an angel made his dream come true. And now he brings his dream to you. And it's Spoonful, Paolo!
Hey everyone, and welcome to Spoonful of Paolo! Okay, I am so excited because we are in New York City where it's all about fashion. And today's guest is a fashion photographer who started out his career as a model, Nigel. Now, he's also the host of a new show on Oxygen called The Face, premiering Tuesday, February 12th. I'm telling you, this show is so good that it will keep you on the edge of your seat because the competition is fierce. Are you ready? Let's go. Thank you for being on a Spoonful of Paolo, Nigel.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's an honor. Thank you very, very much. Do you know that you're a very good-looking guy?
My wife tells me something like that every once in a while. I behave.
Actually, when I walked in here, you're just very charming. So, and I know they're all going crazy when I'm watching this. You're very charming, very sweet.
Thank you.
Okay, so obviously a lot of people know you from being a judge on America's Next Top Model.
Sure.
You know, you did 18 cycles, which was amazing. But when they say, when one door closes, another door opens, because now you're the host of a new show on Oxygen called The Face. And it's real. The promos look amazing.
They are.
So tell us what the
fun.
premise of the show, what's it about and stuff.
Well, we've got three of the most iconic supermodels. Certainly Naomi Campbell, household name. You know, we've grown up with Naomi Campbell. When I first started modeling, Naomi Campbell was there. She was a star 20 years ago.
That's
crazy. She's still a huge star to this day. In fact, if anything, a star is burning brighter than ever before. And then you've got Karolina Kurkova.
Number 2, yes.
You know, pretty much one of Victoria's Secret's most famous angels today.
Gorgeous, yes.
Been working in the business for over 12 years, still booking campaign after campaign. You pick up a magazine right now, Roberto Cavalli campaign, it's her.
She's there.
Ann Taylor campaign, it's her. So she's doing high fashion, she's doing commercial, she's a working model, and she's a mum. So it's a very interesting take on it all. She's got kids, right? And then we've got Coco Rocha, it model of the moment, 24 years old. Again, walked for just about every designer, done major campaigns around the world. Each person, each one of these supermodels has handpicked their own team of models, similar to The Voice, so to speak, where they pick people who they believe in. And then every week, it's up to the supermodel to impart the ways of the supermodel, how they would do it to their team members, to their contestants who they believe in order to actually get an actual job. So for example, in week 1, the campaign, and it's always a real job every week. It's not a fake job.
It's like going out there.
It's an actual job. It's W Magazine. We have Stefano Tonchi, editor-in-chief of W Magazine, who's going to be picking the winner that week. And the photographer, Patrick de Marchelier. So we've got the best of the best, and then Team Naomi has to think, how do I shoot for W Magazine? What will I tell the girls the best way to do this particular campaign? And of course there's a brief, and that's where I come in. I'm the host. So I lead it all in, I negotiate, I referee, and you're going to get Coco's version, you're going to get Karolina's version, and you get to see the inner workings of a supermodel. Now these are the girls at the top of the business. There is no one bigger than them, there is no one better than them. These are girls that do not lose, these are girls that win jobs, get jobs every week, every day. If you've got this campaign, congratulations, you've got that campaign. Now, all of a sudden, they have to compete with one another. So the show isn't just about the mentoring, which is a lot of that, but of course the supermodels going head to head.
Yes. But what are you guys looking for in the winner? What is it in the winner that you're looking for?
The winner becomes the face of Ulta Beauty, America's fastest and largest growing beauty retailer, you know, obviously in the States. And we're looking for their face, but of course that winner is picked by the Ulta Beauty as well. So each week we keep on narrowing it down. Now it changes. One girl and one team that could be perfect for lingerie one week may not be brilliant for runway the next, or may not be good for couture or for a TV commercial. So it really takes the supermodels to really think, now what would they do?
That is so interesting. That's really good. But how is it for you then, Nigel? Like, you come from working with one supermodel every week with Tyra, and now you're working with 3 supermodels, like 3 divas. And don't you dare say there's nothing happening, because there's 3 divas, beautiful divas.
I'm not arguing about the diva quotient, but I'm like, bring it on. I'm living for this moment. You know, you tell, listen, I can't exactly go home and say, I'm sorry, darling, I had a hard day at work today. There's 3 supermodels tearing me.
Your poor wife,
limb from limb.
But she's gorgeous, your wife anyway, so that's okay. She's got nothing to worry about, so whatever. What to you, Nigel? I'm curious to know, what does beauty mean to you?
Well, for me specifically, I mean, as a photographer, I think it's a little different. Everyone has their own, way of what they're looking for. But as a photographer, I'm always trying to capture something a little unusual, something special. Because for me, that's what makes one person for example, a supermodel versus just a model.
Yeah.
It's, you know, people, you may say, oh, well, she's gorgeous. But guess what? They're all kind of gorgeous.
Right.
But for me, what really makes someone beautiful and makes them a star and makes them stand out from a crowd, whether it be a celebrity or whether it be someone in the office place or whatever it might be, it tends to be a lot to do with your personality. And we talked about this on Top Model a lot. And people laugh, oh, come on, it's a model. We're like, no, really. There is a reason why that model becomes an inspiration to a designer, why Pat Cleveland moved Halston so that she became the face of Halston.
Yes.
You know, why does Kate Moss shake up Calvin Klein and turn the business on its head in the 90s? You know, there are certain models that come along and just make people think, I want to design for this person, I want to create for this person, and we find it in life. So when we find our partner, it tends to be, you know, our partner for life, it tends to be that's what we find about that person. That beauty is their inner beauty that shines through. And as a photographer, you can capture that moment. You can inspire. That's what really inspires you. When someone opens up, and then all of a sudden it's their imperfections that add together, that make them different, make them unique. And of course, for me, that's very sexy, that's very powerful, and that's beauty.
See, he's basically talking about me. Thank you so much. Would you say that you are living, because our show is really about dreaming big. My dream came true, so are you living your dreams? Is this what you pictured?
Always.
Wow.
People ask me sometimes, I've been asked before if I could change anything, if I could do a different job, or, you know, what would be my dream job. And quite frankly, I'm living my dream.
That's
job.
amazing. But I know you studied medicine growing up, but isn't it true your mother entered you into like a modeling?
That's true.
And then you were one of the finalists, like one of the 3 or something. Is that true?
Yeah, and late 80s, there was a show called The Clothes Show. Now, believe it or not,
yeah, that's what it was called, right?
It's still running to this day. It's one of the longest running fashion shows in history. So, you know, Bob Barker, watch out. I'm in for it. I'm going to be there, sort of 102, still giving people fashion tips.
But how does it make you feel, Nigel? Like, your dream, like that happened, and now you're still living a dream, but you're making someone else's dream come true by doing what you wanted. That's like a full circle for you, which is pretty crazy.
It is. And, you know, but life is funny like that. I think you have to sort of, you know, wait for doors to open, but also be ready for when the door opens to grab whatever's there. So opportunity abounds always, but sometimes people miss it and don't see it. I've certainly been very lucky. I love what I do. I'm a very passionate person. You know, I enjoy the process. I enjoy the business, working with creative people, which the fashion business is full of. You know, every week or a day, or you're trying to make something, create something, think of something new, redo something that's been done 100 times. But that challenge is also very exciting. And it helps keep everything stay fresh, you know, and of course that's very important.
You know, I'm curious, what's your advice for someone who's moving to LA or New York and they want to be a model? What would you say to that person? Because I know a lot of people are trying. A lot of people email me, hey, Paolo, I love what you're doing, but do you have any advice where I should be when I come to LA? What's your advice to someone who just wants to start? What do you say to them?
You know, it's first of all, you got to have thick skin. I mean, you know, the concept that you're going to walk into New York or LA and be told you're going to work and you've got everything, that does happen, right? But just for example, my own personal story, I remember coming to New York, it was the early 90s, and I went into an agency. I won't say which one it is because I don't want to blow anyone's cover, but they literally told me, go back to England, you're not going to work in this town. New York is not right for you, you're not right for the market here. And they were quite quick with me, and that was it. Just blown off like that. And I remember feeling dejected. I was a young man, I must have been in my late teens, say 19, 20, and you know, thinking, oh goodness, in New York it's going to be really tough. The next year, I was in Italy, and I remember seeing the same agent walk in, and I was with in an Italian, and I thought, oh, there comes this guy who doesn't like me, and he's with my other agent in Milan, and I thought, I'm not going to mention it. It doesn't matter. I don't need New York. I'm in Milan, right? But I'd always dreamed of going to New York and making it big there. And long story short, we had a great time. We hung out. He got to see my personality. And all of a sudden, at the end of the night, he said to me, "Why aren't you in New York? We need you in New York." He didn't remember me. Wow. He had no idea. Totally forgotten. And I didn't say a word. So I was like, I'd love to go to New York. And the next day, contract from New York to Milan. Nigel Barker going to New York. Flew over there, they put me up, they showed me to everybody. I remember doing a whole bunch of great things, from Ralph Lauren to Macy's to Bloomingdale's.
And he still didn't know, he forgot. And you doing all this.
And once I did it all, I had dinner with him and I reminded him, and you should have seen the colour of his face, but he's a great friend of mine to this day.
That is a great story.
And you know, the reality is that life isn't always obvious. You've got to be forceful, you've got to know what you want, you can't take no for an answer, but you've got to be confident but not conceited. Believe in yourself. Number one piece of advice I've given. You know, people say to me, how do I know when I've done enough or not? You've just got to trust yourself.
Oh, I got the chill. That's really, really good. You really have to trust yourself.
Cool.
Listen to that little whisper inside. Like
It's
Oprah always
hard.
talks about, you have to go with that instinct, what you hear inside.
You do. It's the hardest thing. We all question it every day. I mean, I still to this day, every now and then, oh, do I? And of course, I've got great people around me who I trust as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not a one-man band. I'm a team. You know, there are a whole bunch of people. Obviously, most important person is my wife, who I've been with for 18. This is our 19th year together.
You have two beautiful
You know,
kids.
I do indeed.
That
Jack
is
and
great.
Jasmine.
I want you to tell all your fans from American Next Top Model, look into that camera and tell them why they need to watch The Face Tuesday. It premieres February 12th on Oxygen. Why? Tell them why, because they have to watch it.
Well, first of all,
Listen up.
if you want to see me, you've got to be watching The Face, because I'm on no other channel or no other show. And if you're serious about fashion, if you love supermodels, and you don't just want one, but you want three, and you want to see them battling to make and create the latest and greatest in the fashion business, if you want to see anyone who's anyone, you've got to be watching The Face. There's nothing else.
There's no reason why you can't be watching The Face. Thank you. You really inspire us all to keep living our dream. That's what I'm doing. So thank you, Nigel. It's a pleasure and an honor. And this show is going to be a hit. It will be a hit. So make sure y'all tune in. Thank you very much. Okay, bye everyone. We'll see you next time at Spoonful of Paolo. Bye. Oh, thank you, Nigel. That was great. You're great. You're great. Thank you very much.